Hey guys, welcome back to Listography, the channel where we, as the name implies, take a discography and put it into a list. We rank all the albums by a band or artist from worst to best. And today we are taking a look at another one of my favorite bands of all time. I promise we're going to get into some bands that I don't like quite as much eventually, but today we're looking at Wilco. Got 10 albums, studio albums. We're not going to count the Mermaid Avenue albums or their live albums, just the 10 studio Wilco albums. Let's get it started. Number 10, from 2015, their album Star Wars. This is a strange album, kind of. It was surprise released. It feels a bit tossed off, a little bit like a jam. Not a lot of variety on the album. Everything sort of has the same sound, kind of a basic sound compared to other Wilco albums. More guitar, bass, drums type of stuff. It is an enjoyable album. You put it on, you can enjoy it, but none of it really is that memorable. It doesn't really stick with you that much. Really, if you asked me to hum a melody or something, the only song that I would even be able to do that with is Random Name Generator. But I do like some other songs. Taste the Ceiling is good. Pickled Ginger, Magnetized, Where Do I Begin? They're all decent songs. But again, it's a little too much of the same the whole way through. All right, so moving on to number 9. It's from the following year, 2016. It's the album Schmilko. This, I believe, was recorded during the same sessions as Star Wars. It has a more acoustic sound to it, though, a lot of acoustic guitar on this album. It's definitely better than Star Wars. Starts out excellent. The first 3 tracks are really good. Normal American Kids, If I Ever Was a Child, Cry All Day, very good songs. Then you get Common Sense, which is a weird kind of off-kilter song. It's a really difficult listen. I do not like that song very much. And then the rest of the album has a lot of the same problems that Star Wars has. It's just not memorable. But it is enjoyable as you're listening to it, but not a lot of standout tracks there. All right, number 8, it's going to be their debut from 1995, AM. This is actually a really solid album. This is very much still an alt-country album, but some really, really good songs, especially at the front half of the album. I Must Be High, Casino Queen, Box Full of Letters, Shouldn't Be Ashamed. They're all really good songs. The back half's not quite as strong, has a couple duds. It's just that simple. It's the only song in the Wilco catalog that's not sung by Jeff Tweedy. The bass player sings that song. Not that great. So yeah, it doesn't really show much of the experimentation or, unique songwriting that they would eventually develop. It's more basic, but there's still some good songs, and it's a good record. All right, so number 7, we're gonna go with the 2009 album, Wilco the Album. This is Wilco at their most average. After dabbling in some, going back to like more traditional songwriting on Sky Blue Sky, I kind of feel like they wanted to go further down that path, but they were afraid of alienating fans of their more successful experimental albums. So they kind of straddle the line. They kind of split the difference. They don't really commit to either direction. They feel a little bit lost on this one, but there are some good songs. Deeper Down, One Wing, Country Disappeared. There's some good tracks. Yeah, but all in all, this album sort of lacks direction. So I would say those 4 albums are what I would consider, the ones we just talked about, are the 4 that I would consider non-essential Wilco albums, and then so we're getting into the top 6, which I think are all essential, very, very good records. And the one I'm putting at number 6, it's an amazing record, and it's very hard to pick one of these to put in the bottom half of the Wilco discography, because they're all so good. But ultimately I decided on Being There from 1996. This was their sophomore album, a double album. Maybe the crowning achievement of the entire alt-country movement, at least until that point in time. They start to get a little experimental on this record. You can sort of see that they're going, veering off the country path. Some great songs on here: Misunderstood, I Love Sunken Treasure, Forget the Flowers, Say You Miss Me, Far Far Away. But they still have some other songs that sort of keep to the meat and potatoes sort of sound that AM had, songs like Monday, Kingpin, Dreamer in My Dreams. But the songs work well together. It's a great album. I highly recommend it to anybody. Maybe people that haven't dug back further into the discography might not know that album. It's a good one to check out. All right, number 5, 2011's The Whole Love. This one's coming right on the tails of Wilco the album. So I was kind of worried at that point, like, is Wilco the album the beginning of the end? Are they going to start a slow decline? But you put on The Whole Love, and those fears quickly go away. Immediately you get Art of Almost, which is a crazy jam. Amazing guitar work on there by Nels Cline. They also have some awesome poppy songs on that album, like I Might, Dawned on Me, Born Alone. Open Mind is a great ballad. I love Rising Red Lung, One Sunday Morning. Really, start to finish, the whole album is really, really good. And I think a little overlooked in their catalog. Not one that a lot of people talk about. Number 4, the album from 1999, Summer Teeth. This is an interesting record. Sort of their first record to really not show much of the country influence at all. This is the album right after Being There. This has more of a, classic pop sound, Beach Boys, Beatles, but there's also like a strange darkness to this record. Some of the songs are a little spooky, I guess you could say. Songs like How to Fight Loneliness and Via Chicago. She's Ajar is great. Shot in the Arm, I Can't Stand It, I'm Always in Love. A lot of good songs on that record. And, really sets the stage for what is to come for Wilco. Number 3, Sky Blue Sky. This is a great record. The first one with the new lineup with Nels Cline in the band. Great guitar solo on Either Way, I Am Your Face, Impossible Germany, Side with the Seeds. This is really an incredible guitar record if you're into guitar playing. Highly recommend this record. A little bit of a step away from the super experimental things they were doing and back towards more traditional songwriting. Songs like Hate It Here have like a classic 70s songwriter type of vibe, but they still stretch out and jam, almost like a jam band in a way, which is pretty interesting. Songs like Impossible Germany and Side with the Seeds have those long guitar solos. All right, number 2, A Ghost Is Born. So this was like a transitional record for the band. Jay Bennett was out of the band after the recording of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Nels Cline is not yet in the band. He joined, I believe, for the tour after A Ghost Is Born. But it is really good, a continuation of sort of a lot of the things they were doing with Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Great songs: Hell is Chrome, Muzzle of Bees, Handshake Drugs, Hummingbird, Wishful Thinking, Theologians. I've definitely gone through periods where I thought, maybe A Ghost is Born is even better than Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, and at times I still might think that. It's a really good record. Two things that maybe hold it down a little bit is, you get that one point where you get that high-pitched ringing for like 10 minutes. It's a little annoying. And not a huge fan of Spiders, Kid Smoke. The whole krautrock thing just goes on a bit too long for my taste. So I let the cat out of the bag already. Number one is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot from 2001. Absolute masterpiece. Every song, I can just read the whole track listing to you to tell you which songs are good. I Am Trying to Break Your Heart, Camera, Radio Cure, War on War, Jesus, etc., Ashes of the American Flags, Pie Kettle Black, Poor Places, Reservations, Heavy Metal Drummer, I'm the Man Who Loves You. I mean, it's a pretty perfect record. Hard to argue it being number one. You could even make a case for it being the best album of the 21st century. And thinking about it, I might rank it there. It's a great record. If you haven't heard it, check it out. And if you're enjoying this channel, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, set up yourself for notifications by hitting the bell, and also comment below. I'd like to get some conversations going and discussion. Tell me what I got wrong. Leave your own list of Wilco albums, whatever you like to do. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.